Hello, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing? Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here, you guys. Thank you so much. Hey there, Miss Karen. How are you doing, ma'am? Hello, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? Hey there, Miranda. How are you? Hey, is it Karina? Karina. Hey, no mud, no lotus. I gotta remember which camera is. Okay, this is Facebook today, and this is YouTube today. Hey, you guys. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Hello, everybody. Good evening to you. Hey there. Hey there, Nisi Poo. How are you doing? Hey, Miss Lindsay, Laura, Cassandra. Well, first time. Thank you for being here. Hey, Kimberly from Pennsylvania. All right. Hey, Melissa, and is Unica. Say Bonky's mommy of five. Okay. Let's see who else we got. Irma, Latira, Cheryl, Tara, Pinky. Hey there. Monique, Miss Chet. Hey there. Good to see you guys too. Hey, Glenda. Let's see. Anna. Hi, Anna. And New Dawn Arises. You were supposed to, if you feel comfortable, New Dawn Arises, you're supposed to send me your mailing information so I can send you this book. Hi, Jody. How are you doing? Well, thank you so much, Miss Karen. I appreciate you. Hi, Yvette. Hi, Ursula. Hi, Nubia. I haven't. Hey, Craig. How are you doing, sir? Hey there, Anthony. Paula. I have not. Hola, how are you doing, Brenda? Okay? I'll go back and look, and then let me know your screen name. Hi there, Ebony. How are you guys doing? Hey there, HC. I have not. I'm still working on the classes. So the information that I sent you guys was the information letting you guys know that I'm working on the classes, and those classes are coming soon. So those courses. Hey, Miss Telsha. So those courses, I'm not finished yet. I'm still working on them. I'm still working on them. Hi there, Miss Sherry. Hi, Miss Deborah. Hey, Stevie. Stevie, you're 32. You're young. Stevie, you didn't send me your mailing information. I don't have any of your information. Hey there, Jerry Oliver. How are you doing? Rania from Australia. All right. You love my approach and my swag. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Sandra. Yeah, I'm sorry, Stevie. Happy birthday. I'm talking about how young you are and paying attention to the birthday. Happy birthday to you. Okay, thank you, Stevie. You know what? I'm gonna make sure I look in my spam mail too. Because I've had people to email me to pretend like they're you guys and I don't know who they are. So I'll check my spam mail too, okay? Just let me know the date that you send it. If you send it today, let me know so I know to go look. Hey, Miss Bridget. And that's Ziapora. What a pretty name. Ziapora. So I'm still, I got hair in my mouth. I'm sorry. So I am, well, hi there, LF. Welcome to my line. Okay. So I'm going to check it. I know I got Telsha. TMG, I can just reach out to her. Tasha's good. So Telsha, Just Be Real. I got Just Be Real. So I just need Stevie Bananas and New Dawn Arises. I just need your guys' information. I just need your information. The Phoenix, hi there. And Stacy, and let's see. Let me see, did I miss anybody? No, you're not pushing up daisies. That's right. You're too young. You're 25. Okay. 7 years, that's a lot. Hi, V Diddy. How are you doing, sir? How's everybody doing this evening? So I am coming on a little late. You know, I wanted to make sure that, because I had to leave after our meeting with our mentor, our pastor. We had church today online. And so after that, I did participate in a peaceful protest in a city in Washington. And I was there. So I came back a little while ago. So I just wanted to come on. I'm not going to stay on very long, okay? Hey there, Miss Ricky. Is it Miss Ricky? Hi, Miss Ricky. How are you doing? But I did go out for the Black Lives Matters, and it was a peaceful protest. It was very nice. We had the assistant mayor, I think, was out there, and his family, and so I had an opportunity to be a part of that. So, you know, you guys make sure that, you know, those of you that You want to hear, make sure that your voice is heard. Make sure you go out and vote. Make sure you go out. You don't have to tear up anything to make a point. So don't go out there tearing up stuff, especially when we're dealing with like black businesses. Don't go out there tearing up stuff. We worked hard to build those businesses. Don't tear them down. So you can make a point and be peaceful in making your point. Yeah, protest, but don't riot. Yeah, go out there tearing up folks' stuff. A lot of stuff that you guys, not you, but a lot of people that hey Asia, when you tearing up stuff, you tearing up your own people's stuff. You don't want to tear our stuff up. We worked hard for for what we've done. So don't go out there and do what's been done to us all these years. Yeah, don't tear stuff up. You know what I mean? Y'all come tear my stuff up. My feelings are hurt because of the fact that we built it, we worked on it. It's a black business owned and stuff like that. Go out there, you protest. You got to tear up nothing. You know what I mean? Don't tear up anything. I'm not saying two wrongs don't make a right. But you gotta make your voice heard. Go out there and make sure you vote. You guys go out there and you vote. And when you turn out in numbers, you go out there, you turn out in numbers, and you go and you make your voice heard. You've been given the right to vote. Those of you that are the United States citizens that have the right to vote, a lot of my minority brothers and sisters, you have the right to vote. A lot of my Caucasian brothers and sisters that are here on this site, go out there and make your voice heard. You know what I mean? You go out there and you vote to make changes. You have, it's not just, the voting for the presidency, vote for the mayors, the governors, those people that are in the political seats that represent you in Congress, in the Senate, in your local government. You go out there and you guys vote, make your voice heard. And don't be tearing our stuff up. Don't tear up our stuff. You know what I mean? Two wrongs don't make a right. And we building and trying to build ourselves up. And then you go and tear it down. We got to start all over again. You know what I mean? Miss Chat said, right on, right? Yeah, so you guys make your voice heard. You know what I mean? You got my vote. I ain't running for no office. Maybe I should, huh? But, I'm not running for an office, but you know what? But, like I said, you guys make your voice heard. You know what I mean? And, the crazy thing is if you watch what's going on, right now, a lot of things are being revealed. You see a lot of racism and you see a lot of narcissism. And you see those two put together. You know what I mean? Pay attention. This is not unfamiliar to you guys. So this is not something for some of you guys, you were born in the 40s, 50s, in the 60s. So this is not unfamiliar to you. It's like history is repeating itself. You guys are seeing it, but now you have a little more power to make sure that your voice is heard. So you guys make sure that when voting, don't make no excuses. If you got to take time off, I remember when I voted, I took time off. And thank God, right down the road from my office was where you undrop the votes off. I made sure that my voice was heard. Don't ever think that, they're not going to hear your voice, because each one of us are thinking the exact same thing and we're not going. That's less numbers at the polls. Just know that when you go do your part, we're going to do our part, okay? So I don't care about stuff. I'm out there tearing up stuff. Don't tear up my stuff. I work hard for my stuff. You work hard for your stuff. That's black, white, green, purple, whatever color you are. Don't make a difference. You know what I mean? But thank you guys so much for being here. You guys ready? I'm not going to stay on long because I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I ain't been out the house like this before. And it was raining too. And I tore up my shoe. I mean, I was looking nice and everything. I just tore up my shoe. So I rode behind the walkers, the protesters. I was driving back there and then I got out. So see, you're 78 years old, so you done seen it, Ms. Rose. You done seen it before. History repeating itself. It's just like with these, the UK is out with all of you all. Lockdown has been totally dismissed as the whole country is out on a protest, see? And when you guys go out there and protest, cover your face. Yeah, I don't like division. I don't like these. Yeah, cover your faces. Make sure that you don't forget that we were in that Stacy, you need to make an appointment with me. I don't know why you're a magnet, but you guys make sure that when you go out there, don't forget why we were at the stay-at-home order. So if you go out there and you're doing your part, take your mask and cover your mask. Take your hand sanitizers with you guys. Keep your distance. Don't be over there hugging and kissing on folks that you hadn't seen in so long. Hey, Miss Yolanda. Thank you, Miss Chat. Put your mask on when you go out there. Be safe. Don't forget why we were on the, in the stay-at-home orders. You guys be safe when you go out there. Be wise. and make your voices heard. Don't be tearing up my stuff. Don't be tearing up our stuff. You know what I mean? Don't go out there tearing up stuff. So you guys ready? You guys ready? I think the only person that I am missing, I think, is Just Be Real, but she always pops in the middle. Watch what I say. She gonna pop in right in the middle. So you guys ready? So y'all give me 30 minutes. Miss Telsha, Stevie Bananas, New Dawn Arises. Y'all give me 30 minutes, okay? Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate you. Give me 30 minutes, all right? So you guys ready? Let's go ahead. Okay, ready? Okay, let's do it. Come on, y'all ask what you want to ask. Now, keep in mind, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all stop the clock for just a minute. Stop the clock for just a minute. Let's go ahead and put some let's put some rules out there. Okay, hold on. Y'all stop the clock for just a minute. Just hold the clock for a minute. Hold the clock. Y'all done gave me about 1,000,000 hours, but stop the clock for a minute, okay? Listen, there are a lot of you guys that are on here. And just like last week, I had to put somebody in their place because they were hollering at me. You know, I don't like nobody hollering at me. Don't holler at me. There are a lot of people that are sending questions through here. Some questions are kind of easy for me to answer because they're repetitious questions. Some questions that are being asked are on my videos. A lot of you have been watching my videos, so a lot of questions, thank you so much, Ruth, but a lot of questions are on my videos. Okay, so a lot of time I can tell like people that are new to my channel, people that are asking questions, you know, sometimes I'll refer you back to the videos. So if you go to the videos, a lot of your questions are being answered on the videos. Some of the questions that you ask are easy for me to ask right away, and some of them require deep thought in order for me to answer them. The other thing is there are so many people asking questions, I can't get to everybody. And some people get upset because I don't get to them. So what I tell you is I do the best that I can while I'm on. But in other words, what you have to do is invest. If there's something that's petty, you know, sometimes you guys are asking some deep questions that requires me to talk to you personally, to find out about you personally, because some questions that you're asking are not just general answers. Because you ask me a question is not just a general answer. Some of them require me to get to know you. And so if I get to know you, you know, then I can answer the question personally. You see what I mean? So personally, I can answer. So if you do not get your answer to your question, then what you do is you invest in me. Invest in me, and you pay my fees to have me one-on-one for 45 minutes or for an hour. And I will talk to you face to face. We will be on the camera just like this. Me and you will be looking at each other on the camera just like this. And you will have my undivided attention because you pay for my time. You know, you pay the fees for my time, and you will have my undivided attention. And most people that have met me, I think Mr. Tom, you know, he has met me. Some of you guys have met me, and we have done face-to-face, and you have my undivided attention. I stay quiet, let you tell me, Miss Yolanda, you know me. You know me personally. You can't use my services. But a lot of, you know, a lot of you guys that have met me face-to-face, a lot of you didn't have to come back again. Because a lot of things you guys have been learning from these videos. Thank you, Ms. Nubia. But a lot of you guys have met me face to face, and a lot of you guys are learning from the video. So you find out you don't have to have long-term coaching with me. Some of you guys come on so you can ask me personal questions about your personal situation. So when you invest invest your money in me, you get my time to answer whatever question you have. The only thing I won't tell you is my age. And so, but you guys come on, so I cannot answer everybody's questions. Do know that. Now, true enough, if you do, like Ms. Nubia did, if you actually, you know, hey, Miss Tiara, but if you actually, you know, donate money, your comment actually highlights on my screen. So when your comment highlights on my screen, I actually can, you like highlighted above all the other questions. So now that I have put that out there, yes, I will not be able to, yep, I'm 32 for life. Well, 32, 34, I usually move it every few years. But so I'm just letting you guys know, I will not be able to answer everybody's questions. If your questions are too deep, it may require me and you to have a one-on-one. Some questions I don't answer because they require deep thought in the answer that I give you. And some answers are not just general answers, okay? So it's not general answers. And what I also ask you guys to do now, if you're talking about something that we're talking about, you know, let's talk about it together. So if you guys are actually like counseling each other on here, I'll block you, because that's not why you're here. You guys are not here to counsel each other. Don't counsel each other. Don't counsel each other. If you have a question, ask me the question. Okay? Ask me the question. But if someone asks me a question, don't turn around and try to give them my answer. You don't know my answer. All right? So you got now. Now give me 30 minutes, y'all. Give me 30 minutes. No problem, no problem. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, 30, give me 30 minutes. All right. So you guys ready? Let's see. 20 years married, discarded, had no idea this was a thing, understanding the hurt. Yeah, very painful. How do you get away with the coronavirus? What? What does that have to do with narcissism? Okay, so I'm not being ugly. It kind of threw me off guard. Do you think society is becoming more narcissistic? You asked me a question like I'm supposed to give you a thesis. Yeah, they're becoming, because they're self-absorbed. People are self-absorbed. They're all about themselves. And then look at the way that society's set up. Everything is picture of me, followers, what I have to do to make you like me. How do I get the most followers? How do I get, look at some of the videos. They're not even informative. Some of them are just silly. People just want to be seen. The biggest butt, the biggest breast, thank you. The biggest butt, the biggest breast, who can plastic surgery gone wild, Yeah, if you look at a lot of things, everything is about me, 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 me. Pay attention to me, 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 me. It's all about me, me, me. How's it benefit me, 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 me? It's not even about helping people anymore. So you can look around on TV, on social media, Why do they come after things you love? You got to go watch my videos. You watch my videos, you'll be able to answer that question. To thine own self be true. Absolutely. Do you think the movie Fences with Denzel represents a narcissistic relationship? I have to go back and watch it again. I watched it, but I have to go back and watch it again. Because sometimes when I watch movies, I'm not thinking narcissist. I'm just watching it out of entertainment. A lot of times when you guys suggest a movie to watch, I go and watch the movie with the thought process of narcissism. If things jump up, some movies that I have watched in the past, some things that I've watched in the past, I can think of now because I know it by detail. So yeah, you have to go, Geraldine, I have a video on that as well. Unica said, I shared my story a couple of weeks ago and it was so liberating. I've been eating healthier and exercising. I remember what you said about being uncomfortable. I just wanted to say thank you. You are so welcome. Thank you so much, Miss Unica. Somebody need to come and help me with a diet. I need to get to eat better. Somebody need to inbox me. Which one of y'all vegans? And I can be a vegan during the week and a carnivorous on the weekend. I know some of y'all like, I can't believe she said that. I'm still a carnivorous now. Oh, you saying I want to try and leave with the coronavirus and my husband is a narcissist. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, so my apologies. Hold on just a minute, Pinky. You would like to purchase my book and would love for you to autograph it. So I don't have any additional books that I can send right now. I don't have any additional books right now. One of the ladies on here donated some books and she told me to give it to who I'd like to give it to, and I wanted to give it to my moderators. And so she sent just enough from my moderators, and so I'm sending some free books, autographed books with my moderators. However, if you are purchasing a book and you want me to sign it, you are welcome to send it to me. And if you send it to me, I will autograph it and send it back to you. Now, I know some of you young folks don't know what COD is, but I sure will do it cash on delivery, send it right back to you, pay for your own book when it comes back. So if you want to do that, you're more welcome to do that. But leaving with the coronavirus, first of all, you got to think, do you have some place to go? Do you have finances to support you? A lot of you guys, I say, go talk to a domestic violence advocate or domestic violence program to assist you, especially in a time like this. Right now, the country is slowly starting to open back up. But talk to like a domestic violence advocate agency. I mean, there's been a very high number of domestic violence cases that have come up now. Especially we've been on the shut-in, so it has become very prevalent. Very obvious. So a lot of people are looking for help. So, and then Marielle, I don't know if I said that correctly. I'm sorry. you know, your case is unique. That's something I would have to get to know you to find out more information about your case, about your situation, in order to advise you, to give you more information. Hold on. Sometimes when you guys are asking questions and it's very, very long, it cuts it off so I can't see it. Best remedy for panic attacks caused by narcissist abuse: counseling. Go to counseling. I'm a pescatarian. Great balance to me. Okay. Well, no mud, no lotus. I know who you are. I can always email you. That's why I'm stuck. Every day I'm like, what in the world opens back up? I'm out. See? Make a plan. Is it Moriel? Moriel. I would have to know more specifics about your case. And you know, social media is not a place to put all your business out. So for some of you guys that are asking questions, sometimes it's not easy for me to answer the question because I need more information about your case. So a lot of you that have met me face to face, who have done coaching with me, hey Tasha, but those of you that I've met, hey Miss Cynthia. But a lot of you that I have met face to face during my coaching services, it was easier because I know your personal situation. So sometimes when you're asking a question, it's not easy for me to answer the question because I need to know your personal situation. Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys, Natasha's Touch, she has some beautiful jewelry. And soon as I get a chance, soon as I get a few more paycheck, there's some things I'm gonna order. So I'm gonna let you guys see. This comes from one of my daughters. And I'll put it down at the bottom. It comes from one of my daughters. She got me. Well, I purchased this from her. So, but what is the best way to stand up to a covert narcissist at work without stooping to their passive aggressive level? That will be a one-on-one conversation that you and I need to have because I need more information about your situation. I need to know how covert and a lot of information about what they do, what they're doing. So a lot of things that they're doing in order for me to answer the question. See, some of those questions are very detailed. So a lot of them require me to know more information. Oh, thank you. I'll let you know at the end of the video. Let's see. Ms. Ruth said, so forgive me sometimes when it's long, I can't see it. You don't know how much you helped me. I looked at the videos over and over. Now I feel stronger each day. I watch Miss Helen and it's like she knows my situation. I thank God for sending me to you guys. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. There you go. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Teresa said, Dr. Carmen, do you recommend EMDR therapy just in general? Just wondering. EMDR is something, it's usually about 8 to 12 weeks therapy for those that may be dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. Those that are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, it helps you to re-regulate, kind of rewire your brain to help you to calm down, to decrease the anxiety. And then after that is best because EMDR does not do personal counseling. It just focuses on the symptoms and helping you to decrease the anxiety, especially in PTSD. And then after that, it's good to go look it up, Ms. Ruth. EMDR is a type of therapy that's usually used with people that have PTSD. And then after you do so many sessions, usually 8 to 12 sessions, then it's good to go back to a therapist to talk, because you're learning how to regulate that anxiety. You're learning how to cope and kind of decrease that anxiety. Yes, I share your videos and Helen Sadler's video. A lot of people. That's good. Thank you so much. But yes, EMDR is pretty good. And usually they do an assessment to see if you are fit for that type. Because if it's too much trauma and you need some medication management. Hi, Ms. Levy. You need some medication management. Sometimes they'll recommend medication management first, then to go back and then do the EMDR. So they'll let you know if you are fit, basically if you are a candidate for that. Dr. Bryant, why do narcissists block you after they discard you? Go watch my videos because you just answered your own question. Do therapists tell you the different techniques they use, like EMDR, not EDMR, it's EMDR. Eye movement desens. Hold on, EMDR is eye movement rapid desensitization, something like that. You have to look it up. You have to ask them, do they do that? You have to ask them if that's the particular type of therapy that they do. Can trauma from narcissistic abuse and physical abuse experience short-term memory loss or lost their intelligence? When you go through domestic violence and physical abuse and stuff like that, yes, dealing with post-traumatic stress, yes, you start dealing with problems with your memory. Yes. Yeah. Why is it so hard to let go? Miss Bonky's mommy, I did a video on that too. It's called trauma bonding. It's called addiction. So it's called addiction. That's a totally different type of relationship than the average relationship, because with a narcissist, you become addicted because there's certain chemicals that are being released. For example, one of, you're dealing with serotonin, you're dealing with come on, y'all help me out. Gosh, see, you made me think real hard. Dopamine and serotonin. You're also dealing with oxytocin. Oxytocin is a chemical that's released, like, for example, when a woman has a baby. And when a woman has a baby, the oxytocin is released. And that helps with the bonding when it comes to the baby. Also, when you're dealing with addictions, oxytocin is released. And that also is the chemical release dealing with addiction. Then you're dealing with the dopamine and the serotonin, which is that feel good. And that's that medication. A lot of times medication to balance out your chemicals, that, feeling level, feeling, your mood is level. And so they affect all those chemicals. A narcissist affects in that trauma bonding stage, they affect all those chemicals, and you literally become addicted to a human being, to a person that is doing this in the trauma bonding phase. That's why it's hard to let go, because you're bonded, you're addicted to that individual. Red Star says empath, father, teacher, artist. Empath, father, teacher, artist. 2 young daughters with narcissist mothers. Can my influence prevent my kids from becoming narcissistic? No, because of the fact that narcissism is it's almost like a defense mechanism gone wrong, turned inward or turned backwards. And it's a way that people protect themselves unconsciously. So if a child has been traumatized or grows up in a home with a narcissist, it's like all their emotions and everything shut down in order to protect them. But it shuts down to a point where they can't open it back up again. And so they begin to live life and start growing up with this dysfunctional personality, and it gets worse and worse with time. But usually by the time they become adults and that personality has formed, it is now dysfunctional, and it is a character flaw. And it is, thank you, Funk, Abuela. Yes, it becomes a permanent personality dysfunction. Think about, I know it's sad to say this, but think about like dogs' temperaments. You have some dog, I know like Miss Bridget over here, she has a Miss Jazzy. Miss Jazzy is an emotional support dog, but Jazzy is really, really good with anxious people. She's a very calm dog, and she gets around you, she calms you down. She's really good with children. She's just a calm dog. She's an emotional support animal, very calm dog. But that's her temperament. That's that dog's temperament. And so you can't change that dog's temperament, that personality. That's how that breed is. You have like Rottweilers, those are work dogs. You have certain dogs like Shepherds, they're protectors. Certain dogs, certain breeds have certain temperaments. There's narcissists you can't change. It's like their temperament. It's a permanent personality dysfunction that won't change. Something has happened to that individual to shut their system down, where there is no button to turn it back on. What's the best way to get your brain chemicals back to normal after coming out of all of this? Well, the best thing to do is to get into counseling. To get into counseling, research about chemical dependencies or addictions. But the best way that I can tell you is to get into counseling with someone that understands domestic violence, because this is domestic violence, psychological abuse, trauma. You can read about like the battered wife syndrome, which it applies to men as well. It applies to men as well. So it's not just the men that are abusing the women, but women are abusing men as well. So this domestic violence, which is narcissist abuse, is domestic violence. I did a video on that. Men experience this as well. You have women that abuse men. Then you have, the LGBTQ community, where you have men abusing men. You have women abusing women. And so you have to remember, when it comes to narcissist abuse, which is domestic violence Narcissist abuse has no sense of color, sex, gender, religious preference. It is an equal opportunity abuser. So it does not matter, who you are. Narcissist abuse is narcissist abuse. You see what I mean? Carmen, basics. How do I cope with narc neighbors during COVID? That requires a session with me. That requires a session with me because I need more information to answer that question. 1 year no contact. Go ahead, Miss Sheila. What if they admit they are bipolar and need help? My ex told me last night he can't understand why he's angry and if I could keep praying for him. Well, you have to think, is that person a narcissist? Because if that person is a narcissist, they're playing on your emotions as well. People that have narcissistic personality disorder can have other disorders: bipolar, borderline personality disorder, depression. A lot of narcissists do have post-traumatic stress disorder, autism, schizophrenia, developmental delays, it's possible that that person could have bipolar. A lot of people that have narcissistic personality disorder, a lot of times, the first thing that I notice is symptoms. It looks like symptoms of borderline. So it's almost like, do they have borderline personality disorder? Because that's usually, dissociative disorder, absolutely. But a lot of people that have narcissism, usually the first thing that I notice is they have symptoms of borderline personality disorder. And then after I get to know them a little while, a lot of those features are actually narcissistic personality disorder symptoms. So, it's not, but you have to remember Asperger's. Yeah, they have Asperger's. Well, now they call it the autism spectrum. And so they kind of eliminated the term Asperger's, but you do know that's what it is. But yes, Kelly, you have to be careful because a lot of times a narcissist will play on not a lot of times, narcissists play on your emotions. They find out what is relevant to you. Like if you are curious whether a person if really your passion is to help people with domestic violence, if you're really passionate about helping people that have been sexually traumatized or mental health issues, they'll play on what it is that's passionate to you. And so a narcissist who has narcissism will come up with other symptoms to make you focus on that. So then you start feeling sorry for them. That's just another part of the game. There's nothing unfamiliar with a narcissist. They all do the exact same thing. It's a familiar thing that they do. And each and every person that is on here, the only thing that ever changes with the narcissist is the supply, not the narcissist. The only reason the narcissist will change, the narcissist actually just mirrors a new supply, but they themselves does not change. They are textbook. Yes, they are. They do not change. He knows that I'm a prayer warrior. You know what? The only thing about a prayer warrior is that we can protect ourselves and the people around us, but they have to want to change in order to change. They have to want to change in order to change. And most narcissists don't feel like there's anything wrong with them because they see everything wrong with you. They see everything wrong with you. They don't see themselves. It's like telling a person they breath stink and they're arguing with you about the fact that their breath stink because they don't smell it or they don't want to acknowledge the fact. They know their breath stink. They just don't, because it sounds like you got one over on them. Yep. Ms. Chat said, do narcissists have facial spasms? I found that narcissists make a frozen Joker face smile when he thinks no one is looking. You got to remember, the narcissists are mechanical. And so like when they're, it's almost like they're trying to fine tune themselves up to you. So it's like they're calibrating. And I think I did a video on that calibration. They calibrate themselves. They're mirroring you. But what do you think is happening when they're mirroring you? They're calibrating to you. So they're having to calibrate. So they have to know when to laugh, when not to laugh, how to laugh. And remember, I did another video, like everything about them is so mechanical. Even when, and remember I was talking about what was Wednesday off of the Addams Family, where she went out to the lake and they were trying to get her to smile and she smiled and everybody was like, oh, I'm scared. Because it looks so awkward. That's how a narcissist is. If you watch them enough, it's like everything is like mechanical, like it's not normal. There's no natural flow to it. And if the sex becomes mechanical too. Yeah, fake crying. Oh, and let me tell you something. When they turn up some tears, they can turn up some tears. And if you're not ready for it, if you're not, if you're not paying attention or you don't realize what you're dealing with, oh, it is just so emotional. And they look so sincere that if you notice, if you change the subject, like if you pretend like you're not paying attention to it and you change the subject about something else, you'll notice they'll switch right away. They'll go from crying and boo-hooing and it looks so sincere to getting angry. So all of a sudden addressing something. It's like they forgot that they were crying. And they have to remind themselves, oh, I was crying. You have to watch them. And sometimes there's little things that you don't pay attention to, but it happens like rapidly. You're like, oh my gosh. Yep, Academy Award winners, absolutely. Yes, they do. Yep. These people have no real sense of self-identity, no goals, no aspirations of their own. No, they look at other people and decide what they want to be or how they want to be or what they're supposed to look like. They don't believe in hard work and getting there themselves. How do you help my six? How do I help my 6-year young kids deal with repeated disappointment when they try to connect emotionally with their narc father? The best thing that I can tell you is to find like a well, not a reconciliation counselor, but find a counselor that specializes in children. And don't talk about the parent being a narcissist. You talk to them about what's going on. You can find a therapist that specializes in children. A lot of times it is reconciliation counselors or counselors that specialize in children that may have been abused. But yeah, you can find that information. I don't specialize with children. I can tell you a lot about what's going on, stuff that's happening, but I myself do not do counseling with children. So I can give you basic information, then you have to apply it. How do you go no contact when close with family and he lives with them? How do you go no contact when close with his family and he lives with them? Well, Miss Cynthia, these are one of those situations where you have to make a decision. Is it your you have to make you're close with the family. Just like when I went through what I went through, I am still close with some of the family members on the narcissist side. Now they are very what's the word I'm looking for? They know the situation, put it that way. They know the situation, they know what's going on, but they love me and they love my children, and they do not play into that. They do not make me feel bad, do not give information back and forth. We have a personal relationship. They don't go back saying anything. So we have a personal relationship. But sometimes you do have to make a decision that if that family, a lot of times family is about family. And so, when push come to shove, like a mother is all about their son or their daughter, you have to make a decision. You know what? I'm not going to interfere with that. I want you to love your son or your daughter, and I'm going to cut this off. So sometimes you do have to get rid of old family. You know what I mean? You always have to get rid of family because they're for them and not for you. And so, and especially if they're over there, he's going to use that. If he's over with family, he's going to use that to hoover you. So you have to know the game because they don't ever stop. They'll use anything. Why do they buy things to better? Why do they buy things to better you even when you've left? He bought a brand new car, but same blue color after I needed a new car for the kids. It's so weird. Does that mean he still hasn't let go? No, narcissists don't ever let go. You belong to them. You are their property. And he'll do things just to throw it in your face. If you tell them, like when you are with a narcissist, and you may tell them some of your deepest thoughts. You're like, oh, you know what? One of my dream cars is, let's just say one of my dream cars is, let's say you like Cadillacs or BMWs or whatever. You'll notice that if you discard them or if you guys separate, they'll make sure to go buy that to throw it in your face because it's something that they knew that you wanted. Or if you say, one of my dreams is to go to the Bahamas. One day I would love to go on a cruise and go to the Bahamas. Guess what they're going to do with the new supply? Just to throw it in your face and dig that knife into your heart. They do it. They do. Yeah, 63 Thunderbirds. See, they're anything that you have disclosed to them, they always use it against you. So anything that you may say, oh, I would love to have me a beautiful home with a big backyard. Then they get to the new supply, then they'll work very hard. And it's sad because they do this with the new supply. They'll do this with the new supply just so they can throw it in your face. And some of you guys are thinking like, there's no possible way that you will go to the ends of the earth to make sure you show me that you have something that I asked for to go in depth to do it. Yes, they do. That's how dysfunctional they really are. If you say I love blue shoes, they'll make sure that the new supply and all their kids got blue shoes just to hurt you, just to stab it in, just to make you feel bad. This is how I want to use the word petty, but petty is still kind of a nice word. But that's how simple they are. You see what I mean? And a lot of times you guys are distracted. Let me tell you something. I was having this conversation with my mentor, and I said, wow, it's amazing how much life has to offer. So some of you guys that are in the Bible, some of you guys that are church folks, some church folks, you'll understand what I'm saying. Those of you not, no big deal. Just apply it to your life. One of the things that I said, everybody in life has a purpose. We all have a purpose in this life. We were all created to do something, to make a change. And a lot of times the things that we have been through, now I didn't tell all this, I was just thinking this myself, but and I'm telling you guys this, but I believe in purpose. I believe that all of us have been created for a purpose. All of us have a purpose. And because I was in the military, I do understand that life often becomes basic training. And so a lot of things that you have been through in your life, you struggle with in your life, the things that are hardest in your life, hardest for you guys to overcome is the basic training as to what you're going to do in life. That is a part of your purpose. You have to get trained in it in order to do it. Because if I hadn't gone through what I've been through and I hadn't had to learn these principles for myself, and I'm not a hypocrite. So if just like I used to tell my soldiers in the military, if I tell you to do something, I probably have done it myself. And if I haven't done it, we're going to do it together because I'm not a hypocrite. I'm going to do what I'm telling you guys to do. As hard as it is, I would do what I'm telling you guys to do. And so in life, I do believe that with life experiences, it allowed me to be able to bring you guys information like this. Had I not had the experiences in life and had to recover myself, I wouldn't be able to talk to many of you guys and help you guys get through. It's like reaching back and bringing those people that are behind you forward, because I've conquered this. I've built a bridge. Let me get you guys across the bridge. You may have more information, so the next bridge we cross might be a bridge that you are paving for me to get over. And then the next person, you see what I mean? So I believe everybody has a purpose. Now think about this for a minute. Many people that are headed toward their purpose and what you're supposed to do in life and what you've been called to do in your life and who you've been called to help. You know what I mean? It's like you have been so distracted because your whole life, your whole day is ruminating. Your whole life consists of thinking about what has happened to you, how they have done me, how much they've hurt me, who are they with, what are they doing with that person, how much do they love that person versus me. Do you know how much time and energy that takes for you to constantly think? And at night you can't sleep, you losing sleep because, and I'm not saying this is not real, because this is something that we're really going through or have been going through. But think about how much time it takes. If I sit all day long and I spend out of 12 to 24 hours and half of my day is spent to, always thinking about what has happened to me, I wouldn't be able to sit and create a class. I'm just using that as an example because most of my time is spent ruminating. Take that time and focus your attention on something else until you perfect it. You got to create these new habits. You got to create these new mindsets. 21 to 60 to 90 days, you have to set yourself up on another pattern. It's like you have to break that pattern. You have to break that habit. That's just like some of you guys that decided to go vegan. I've talked to a lot of people that I wanted to go vegan. Just hard. Y'all, I'm a carnivore at heart. So it's hard. I did it for a few months and I couldn't take it because I ate all the wrong food. So I ended up gaining weight because I was eating too many carbs and junk food. Oh, that's right. This potato chip ain't got no meat in it. So doing all the wrong things. But imagine those of you that have fine-tuned your life and now your lifestyle. It's not that you are hey, thank you, Lauren. It's not that you are a vegan. Your lifestyle is that of a vegan. You have perfected your skills. Your recipes, your lifestyle consists of you. It's automatic to you now. But when you first did it, when you were first doing it, it was hard because you like cheese. You got to go away from cheese. You like this. You like this. You know what I mean? And so it took some time for you to create this lifestyle because at first you were a vegan. I'm trying to eat like a vegan, and then eventually you just have a vegan lifestyle. That's just how you are. So even with you guys, a lot of things, you imagine how much you are distracted from the purpose. There are people that are waiting for you to recover from this trauma in order to teach them how to get out of the cage. It's like someone, the more you listen to these videos, the more you listen to my mentor, the more the doors are open for you. When those doors are open for you, a lot of times you won't even come out of the cage because you are so used to being in bondage that when freedom is given to you, you are afraid to walk in your freedom. The narcissist does not have as much power as we give them. You see what I mean? We give them power. They speak. It's almost like they tell you where you're going to go. You'll never make it. You're never good enough. You're not pretty. You're never going to be able to build a business. You're never going to have anybody. And this is what I always say. You'll never have anybody like me ever. That was the purpose. That was the plan when I left, right? But a lot of you guys listen, you're never going to find anything. And a lot of times when I talk to you guys, you'll actually say it. I just can't get over this. No, he told you or she told you you'll never get over this. You'll never find no one like me. That's the plan. That's the hope, right? You don't want to be caught up in another relationship like this. But a lot of things that are being said to you, they're paving your road for you. So you're following in these dysfunctional big footsteps of the narcissist as they're telling you dysfunctional stuff. You know what I mean? You have to go back and it's like you have to recalibrate your own thought process. You have to go. That is a lot of work when you have lived, many of you have lived many years with a narcissist where they have trained you on how to think. You don't think for yourself. You actually think automatic the way that they trained you to think. They've taught you to think the way that you think. They've taught you to act the way that you act. A lot of you guys, and you guys get mad at me, that's fine. If it applies to you, it applies to you. If it don't, it don't. Auntie gonna tell it like it is. Like some of y'all call me auntie. Auntie gonna tell you like it is. Doc gonna tell you like it is. But some of them have taught you how to manipulate. So even with some of you guys reaching out to me, you guys try to manipulate me. And I don't play the manipulation game. I give you the information. You take the information. You don't like the information. Okay, holler at you. I'm not going to argue back and forth with you. But some of you guys have been taught to manipulate. So because that's why a lot of you guys ask, am I the narcissist? Now, some of y'all on here are narcissists. Believe it or not. Trust you me. I done ran into some of y'all. Some of you guys are actually the narcissist. So some of y'all on here that pretend to be the victim. A lot of stuff has happened to you. You do tell the story. But some of you guys are actually the narcissist. I have ran into you guys, some of you guys on email. So I know who you is. But I ain't gonna call you out because everybody needs a fair chance. You see what I mean? But what I'm saying is those narcissists have trained you how to talk, how to act, how to manipulate. You guys are just as good as, not all of you guys, but some of you guys are just as good of a manipulator as they are, because you guys manipulate them and they manipulate you. And so you come out of this, you have been trained that way. And some of you guys have been with the narcissist since you guys were young. And so you guys know how to manipulate. You do the same things that they do. And so that's why a lot of you guys are like, am I the narcissist? And you guys are nervous, like, am I the narcissist? Oh my gosh, I recognize my behavior. But some of you guys want to change. And so when changes are implemented and you guys are watching these videos, you begin to see a lot of things like, Carmen, I don't want to be like this. Oh my gosh, how do I do? What do I do? Some of you guys really do want to change. Those that don't want to change, narcissists don't want to change. They want to mirror. They want to pick up on your language. I've heard some of them pick up on my language talking to me. And I was like, what in the world? What in the tarnation? So you see what I mean? So, and then I also was talking to someone, and I don't know why y'all think I walk around like RoboCop or like the Predator with these glasses on that has like this infrared monitoring system on my forehead that just picks up on narc. I'm just like y'all are. I have to pay attention. I have to pay attention when people are talking to me. I have to pay attention. What is it you're trying to do? And unless you give me a reason to start honing in on you, I give you 100% until I start honing in on you. You start doing stuff that kind of then I'm gonna start paying attention to you. See what I mean? I don't walk around and just assume everybody's a narcissist, but when there's certain things that happen, I'll start honing in. I'll start paying attention. One of the things that I was thinking about prior to, I guess my little minutes, I guess I'm gonna go over my minutes. I'm gonna just say this, but I guess, one of the things that I was discussing with someone concerning post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder, you have to remember, I want everybody to think for a minute, when anybody that's been driving and say you almost got into a car accident, you hit the brakes and you almost got into a car accident. Remember that feeling you had like, and then you couldn't shake it off for a little while? You're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Remember that feeling? Now, multiply that times 10 when it comes to trauma. And imagine you, now I'm gonna do this layman terms. I'm not gonna do this like on the level of doctors, psychologists, whatever. I'm just gonna go, your teeth go numb, you know what. But I'm gonna just keep this real layman term. When you go, all your senses are activated. It's almost like a camera with film where your mind takes a picture and then stores it in your subliminal consciousness, right? And what happens is you have a keener sense of smell, a keener sense of your eyesight is keen, your smell, you have a keen sense of smell, your taste, your touch, your hearing, the environment you were in, the smells of the environment, the season, what was happening. Was it fall? Was it summer? Was it heat? Was it cold? All that right there is like a snapshot into your subconscious. When you are triggered unconsciously, it is tapping into those things that are sitting in your subconscious mind. For me as a therapist, whenever I find out people are triggered, I have to take the trigger and then we'll go back and put the trigger along with the event. And normally when I can educate someone about post-traumatic stress and connect the dots, what happens is they're less triggered in that area, Some of you guys have grown up with narcissists. And so all your life has been all your life. Then you get into a relationship with a narcissist. It's all familiar to you. Now, some of you guys are triggered and you're triggered the wrong way. Some of you guys don't like some people are triggered just from having a conversation about the narcissist. And all of us can relate to people that have traumatized us. And so I've had people reach out to me and ask me if I was the person that their husband left them for. No, that was not me. Some people were actually triggered. And I know you guys seen some of the comments on there. If you guys go back and look at some of the comments where I got cussed out because I was the woman that took some woman's man. Now I know, but it was on a public forum, and so I was like, I have no idea who this is or who this woman's man is. But think about it: if a person is that triggered when I'm talking about something and it's very, very common or familiar to you guys, that lets you know that this disorder is a familiar disorder. This disorder right here has all common traits textbook. The only thing that ever changes is the person, is the source of supply. That's it. But they do the same thing with everybody. They're just, you might deal with a impoverished source of supply. You may deal with a rich source of supply, an educated one, a dumb one. You got dumb narcissists too. But they just mirror and blend in to make them look at whatever level you at. Some of them, check this out. I know this is crazy. Some of them even pretend like they were pimps. Some of them pretend like they were prostitutes in order to make themselves sound more interesting. Some of them, I was a madam. I was a drug dealer. I was with the mafia. They'll say things because it makes it sound interesting. So their life becomes interesting, but it's all in order to pull you in and to get you, oh, that's an interesting person. You see what I mean? We can finish each other's sentence. Exactly. So a lot of you guys that have been in these relationships with these narcissists, if we all have a conversation at one time, most of us are going to fill in the gap. And then they did this. Oh, yeah, and this. Oh, yeah, and this. You see what I mean? So a lot of you guys are triggered, and then some of you guys are triggered the wrong way. Some triggers need to be addressed. Are you having realistic triggers? Some of you guys are triggered. Well, my mom was the narcissist, so I don't like women with red hair, long eyelashes, long fingernails, and gold lipstick, because the way that I look reminds you of the mother. That's kind of superficial, you know what I mean? So I'm just using me as an example, but you might be triggered because I may have like some of the same characteristics or antics, or I may talk, or I may act like, someone that you knew. That may be triggered because that's the person that did it. But what you need to pay attention to is, you know what? I'm triggered because every time I do this, this person makes me feel, they do this and they make me feel, it's a familiar feeling. This person makes me feel like I'm nothing. This person talks down to me. This person makes me feel like I'm dumb. This person, takes this, those type of things. I'm not talking about you. And I remember I telling you guys this story. I was triggered by the color pink. So the color pink used to trigger me. Okay, I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to tell you the truth. I told you guys on another video. I used to hate the color pink with a passion, but I couldn't figure out why I hated pink so much. Any shade of pink, I hated the pink. Then I had my last child in my older years, and I started dressing her in pink. And so I really had to sit down and had to think, why did I hate pink so much? Because pink is actually pretty. So I sat down and I had to think for a minute. I said, why do I hate pink? So it took me back to my childhood. when I was in 7th grade, and I had big old feet because I was bigger than the average person in the class. And I look back at some of my pictures, and some of my classmates are on here, but I was taller than the average girls. I was much taller than the average. I had big feet. I was a big girl. I was just a big girl with big feet. And my mother bought me some Nike, some pink. It was under the color fuchsia. It wasn't quite fuchsia, but it was a hot pink Nike tennis shoes that were too big. Because she figured she gonna keep growing, her feet gonna grow. So I'm gonna go in and get a size, the Bubos. Yes. I'm gonna get, you remember my story? Yeah, I'm gonna get the shoes that are just a little bigger. They were size 11s, and I was in 7th grade. So I already had a big foot. But when I put the shoe on, you tighten the shoe, everything is clasping like this, and the shoe just looked like skis. And so I was so embarrassed that I would take a pair of shoes and hide them in my backpack so I can change the shoes on the bus. And when I get back on the bus, put the shoes on before I get to the house. So my mama know my secret now, so just in case she's watching. But I was traumatized because the shoes are too big. But think about it for a minute. I associated the color with the size of a shoe. I was still wearing Nikes. All these years, I was still wearing Nike tennis shoes. I just hated the color pink. I still wore tennis shoes. I still wore Nikes. I hated the color pink because I associated the pink with the shoe because the pink was so bright. It highlighted the fact the shoe was so long, right? And when I put 2 and 2 together, why was I being triggered? I realized that ain't got nothing to do with pink, and I'm old enough to buy my own shoes that fit, and now my body has grown into my feet where I got big feet, and the feet actually balances my big old body. Because if I had little old tiny feet, I would look like something wrong with me, and I would have to get orthopedic shoes, right? And so once I put 2 and 2 together, I love the color fuchsia. I love the color pink. I do. I love fuchsia. And so it took away that those triggers. Thank you so much, Tanya. Hold on just a minute. Oh, I thought you asked me a question. Thank you so much, Miss Tanya. I appreciate you. And you are gorgeous. Your picture is small, but you're gorgeous. I can see that picture. You're a beautiful young lady. You look like one of my soldiers who used to look like me. Still does. But I was traumatized by it when I was in 7th grade. Shaquille, I think his foot like a size 23, something like that. In 7th grade, to me, it was like she bought me a size 23 shoe because that pink highlighted the fact that the shoe was so long. But think about it. Once I sat down and actually had to challenge myself to figure out why am I being triggered by these pink. I mean, I hated pink. Anybody with pink, I ain't want to come to your room. I ain't like pink cotton candy, nut pink nails, none of that. And then I finally sat down and I had to challenge my own thought process to realize pink had nothing to do with the size of my shoe. And so think about it for just a minute. A lot of you guys are triggered. You have to really you have to be honest with your own self and determine, are the triggers, is the aesthetics of the triggers? Does this person remind you of the person that abused you because of the way that they look, the way they talk and everything? Or is it a deeper problem with, I recognize those triggers are red flags now because I recognize this behavior. I recognize this is a familiar behavior. This is a familiar tone. This is a familiar, that stare. That's a familiar stare. Sometimes you can't put your finger on it. And when you can't put your finger on it, back up a little bit and start assessing it. Because a lot of you guys are triggered. And those triggers come. They come. And you're like, I don't know why this person right here. I don't know what it is about this person. And a lot of people that used to trigger me back in the day had absolutely nothing to do with narcissism. Nothing. And then those people that triggered me later on had everything to do with narcissism. So I had to back up and kind of like determine, is this just a person's character? What is it about this person? Or is it I'm noticing and I'm recognizing the symptomology of narcissism? And so I do not walk around with glasses on to determine who's a narcissist, who's not a narcissist. Because a lot of times I engage with narcissists and don't even realize I am until something happens. And then I begin to look back like, Okay, let me pay attention to you. Let me ask this question. Let me do this just to, to solidify what I'm thinking. It usually comes out. Cody said, I have a question. My mother is a malignant narcissist. I'm 27 year old man now, and I still can't deal with these issues. I've tried no contact last year and it's hard. Then they text you and that don't mean you have to respond, Cody. Say, I love you, yada, yada, and it starts all over again. I don't know why, but it hurts so bad. I still cry. Cody, if you have a parent that's a narcissist, you have to learn. You probably, for some people that have parents that are narcissists, And sometimes you can't disconnect from them totally, but you have to learn how to gray rock, and you have to give yourself boundaries. Even when it comes to family members, that's the hardest thing when you're dealing with family members that are narcissists. Sometimes you have to set up boundaries, and they're your personal boundaries to protect your emotions, to protect your mental health. And you have to set up boundaries. Boundaries are going to offend people. When you set up boundaries and you maintain your boundaries, it is going to offend people. And especially people that have been accustomed to manipulating and getting their way with people. They meet someone that has boundaries, and then you are the bad person. You are the narcissist. No, I'm a person that has boundaries, and I'm not going to let you cross my boundaries. If I say no, that means no. Quit talking to me about it. If I tell you this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it. So even with your family, Cody, I know there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. You still respect them, but at the same time, you may have to set boundaries up because you are protecting your mental health. They're not going to protect your mental health. They're not going to protect your emotions. You have to set up enough boundaries where you have to determine how much am I going to interact with you. And then you have to be prepared. Some of you guys have, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters that'll make you feel bad about putting up your boundaries. Well, that's the only father that you're ever going to have. It's the only mother that you'll ever have. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. And so you don't need to cut it. You need to call as much as possible. Why would you, that right there lets you know that they don't understand boundaries. And sometimes what happens is if you have been the scapegoat, or if you played a certain position in the family, other family members didn't see it because they weren't treated the same way you were. Thank you so much, Jess Rio. But some people, some people within your family, especially within the siblings, a lot of them weren't treated the way you were. You had the golden child, you had the scapegoat, you had the lost child. And so a lot of times, if you may have been the scapegoat, a lot of times you were the problematic child. You were the one that wasn't going to close your mouth. You were the one who were going to, no problem, Cody, but you were the one that pointed out the pink elephant in the room. You the one always coming in here and got to start some mess. No, there's a pink elephant in the room. Everybody just, we just know not to say nothing. We just to keep the trouble down. Well, I'm not going to keep walking around this elephant. There's an elephant right there. So you become the problematic one. You become the one that tells. It's not that you tell on the narcissist, but you just ain't going to hide and not bring up so you become the problem. You clash with this narcissist. And so a lot of times other family members don't experience what you experience. They don't understand the type of abuse because you may have had they were the golden child, but they don't even realize as the golden child they're going through as well, because they don't understand what role they play in that narcissist life. They think that they're the favorite child. The favorite child that got the worst with the narcissist, because they have to mirror and they have to follow through and be what that narcissist wants them to be. And so if they don't, it's almost like they are accused of not being loyal, and so you don't know, and no one knows what you've been through. So a lot of times family ignorantly tells you what you should and should not be doing when you need to cut off and save your own self. This ain't got nothing to do with somebody telling you what you should and shouldn't do. You need to put boundaries in place to save yourself. She was molested by a grown man when she was a 13-year-old boy. She was molested by a grown man when she was a 13-year-old boy. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. That was you? See what I'm talking about, Cody? And so, but you were probably the golden child at one time. And because you were the golden child and you broke away from that narcissist is telling you, you play a role and you better get back in your place. Or I will do this, I will do this. And the only way that you're going to get my love or my attention, if you maintain your role. If you get away from my role, I will punish you by taking away the love, by taking away the attention, by taking away the finances. Let them do it, Cody. You seem like a pretty intelligent guy. Let them do it. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And when you start asking questions, they try committing you instead of telling the truth. Yep. I can so relate to your post. I moved 3 states away from my own sanity. See? Thank you, Jess Brio. Okay. So she was molested when she was a 13-year-old boy. Okay. Now, is it Flagetti? So is she a narcissist? Because that is probably if she was molested as a 13-year-old boy, and you're saying that she's a narcissist, if she's a narcissist, that's probably she was already probably in a dysfunctional family, because if she was molested, she was not protected and was already in a dysfunctional environment where it was already the starting point of the narcissism. And then that tragic incident probably caused them to totally shut down. And that's when that narcissism just started scaling, meaning it just took off and it started locking that personality in. Thank you so much, the Phoenix. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, Flaget. Okay, Flagetti. I think that's right. Okay, then that is probably they were already traumatized, and that right there just set it off with everything just shut down, and then that personality started developing, and it became a defense mechanism turned inside out. Ah, stage actress. Okay, so she probably didn't get a lot of attention anyway. Got it. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. Held my son's graduation money from a relative of hers until she wrote her brother and thank you not, she was going to get her way. See? Manipulative, malignant individuals. Lauren asked, when a narc escalates and abuse is thrown, the next day they go back to being normal and act as though nothing happened. How can they do it? Trauma bonding. It's called trauma bonding. Go look at my video that talks about trauma bonding. That's exactly what's happening. That's called trauma bonding. That's what they're doing. They're trauma bonding you. Dr. Carmen, I plan to open a podcast. May I share your information for personal coaching for my viewers? Oh, I'd be honored. Thank you so much, Ms. Laura. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know you say there is no set time to heal, but when should you be concerned that you're not progressing? Well, if it's been within that time frame, that year time frame, you can't really put, because this is a different type of abuse. This is a different type of healing, and if you're not consistently in some type of counseling to continue, it takes time to heal, but you guys are trying to do it by yourself. The best way to heal is that you have a coach or you have a counselor that's helping you in the process of healing, because there are going to be times, there's going to be good days and bad days, and I've had people in counseling for like a year, and it literally took a year to break them open for them to finally start healing. I have a young lady that's been with me for about 2 years. Within that year and a half, it finally started registering and I can see her progress, but it took that long, a year and a half, for it to finally break, and she realizes what her, the power that she has, the healing that she has. You see what I mean? And now she's discovering herself. Ortho, my narc was a covert. I was with her for 8 months. Then we broke up, no contact for 8 months. And then I get a call from her doctor saying she has an appointment, meaning she added my number to the emergency list. Well, then you tell them, Slam Jam, I am not a part of that emergency list. Can you please remove my name? That's all you got to do. See how easy it was? See how easy it was? Hey, first time, thanks. I'm listening, going through this with my mom and brother. Thank you for being here. Is Latrice? Hey there, Latrice. Thank you for being here. It took me 42 years to realize both my parents are narcs. I'm on week 1 of recovery. See? Some of it don't come that quick. Some of it don't come that quick. Why do they cut you off and then come back as nothing happened? Monique, you're going to have to go watch my videos, because my videos talk about that all the time. My videos talk about that. The trauma bonding, the discard. There are 3 phases of narcissistic relationship: idealization, devaluation, and discard. And I have videos that talk about that. So obviously you're a little new to the channel. So if you go watch my videos, you're going to get your answer, because that is exactly everything that we talk about. And it's kind of basic information. Not trying to make you feel bad. It's kind of basic information. But if you go look at my videos, it talks about it in details. And it also, if you go to my podcast, it talks about it in detail. So I'm not being ugly. I'm just saying that I can tell you're kind of new to the channel or new to the information. But if you go on my YouTube channel, it's like over 300 some odd videos, I think Just Be Real just said. But it does explain to you the behaviors, what they do and why they do what they do. And so that's all part of that. It's the three phases of narcissistic relationship: idealization, devaluation, and discard. And in between those, I talk about in detail what they do and how they do what they do. So when you watch those videos, you'll get clarity, you'll get an understanding. Hey there, Marilyn, how are you doing? She moved out, and I will not let her come back. I'm scared of her. And don't. Absolutely do not. Do not. What questions should I ask in consulting? I like my counselor, but I need directions. Edra, ask them questions like, do you understand what domestic violence is? Do you understand psychological abuse? Do you understand what trauma bonding is? Don't use the term narcissist abuse. Use the terminology. Do you understand what trauma bonding is? Do you understand what like discard? Do you understand what like psychological abuse? Do you understand post-traumatic stress after abuse? Those are the kind of terminologies you want to use. You're dealing with you're dealing with domestic violence. And so those are the type of questions you want to ask. Yes, I have a therapist, but doesn't specialize in trauma. Believe she's a social worker, so I'm going to try getting some funds so that I can get coaching. Well, thank you, Miss Pinky. I appreciate you. I didn't learn my mother was a comorbid narc till I was in my 40s as well. Covert narcissist. Covert narcissist. Because of the way I grew up, I was always willing to lower my standards to live in chaos. That was my normal. It took real work to unteach myself. This is unhealthy. Exactly. Think about it. If you come up in a family full of chaos, that is all that you're accustomed to. And so unconsciously, you're always seeking the chaos because that's your familiarity. That is your comfort zone, though you're not comfortable in it. But that's all you know. So if you grew up in a home where your mother cooked every day, then you're accustomed to home cooked meals, even though you may go out and you have that phase where you go out and get fast food, but eventually you'll come back to what you're accustomed to. If you grow up in a home that's full of chaos, that is your familiarity. That's all you know. You have to break that cycle and introduce yourself to something new. And remember, in one of my other videos, I was saying that a lot of you guys, this is the first time you ever had peace and quiet in your house. And you are literally triggered because in that peace and quiet, that narcissist will punish you for having peace and quiet. And so that peace and quiet didn't last very long until they come and they interrupt that peace and quiet to create chaos again, to keep you on eggshells, to keep you anxious. And so a lot of you guys have that guilty feeling that you should not have peace because of the fact that that narcissist always came in and interrupted the peace because you were peaceful. You were at peace and you were happy. And so a lot of you guys, now that you're by yourself, you have those triggers because of the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be doing something I'm not supposed to be. You feel guilty. You have to change the way that, remember I was saying, you have to put the triggers together. So some of you guys are triggered sitting at home and quiet, because that's all you've ever known is chaos. And so you create a new peace and quiet. I love my peace and quiet. I love my peace and quiet. But when I first had that peace and quiet, I felt like I was wrong for having peace and quiet. Even when I take my day off on a Monday, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. So it's very hard. I'm trying to retrain myself that when I take a day off, I take a day off. So I actually laid on the couch last Monday and I said, I'm going to watch movies. But guess what I was doing? I was laying there watching movies, and in between the movies, I'm like, oh, snap. Let me find out if I can find this app that goes with editing videos. Then I put the phone down. Then I'm like, oh, snap. Let's see if they got this camera that I need. So if you guys want to donate, I need a $300 to buy this new vlogging camera that I need. So I could do so just to kind of throwing a hint out there. So if y'all want to donate, it's $300. I need a camera. It's a $300 vlogging camera that I need. So just a hint. You hear me say it, hint. But but then I was laying there and I was laying on the couch, and I'm watching a movie, and I said, I really need a break. My mind needed a break. I wanted a break. But I kept picking up the telephone. Oh, let me find the editing program that they talked about. Oh, snap. Let me see if that camera is still available. Oh, snap. Let me go check and see this right here. And so I have to retrain myself that when I take a break and leave the camera alone. I leave the YouTube alone. I leave work behind me. I leave work alone. You see what I mean? Thank you, Ms. Dawn. But I leave work behind. So I have to retrain myself. So some of you guys that are coming out of, I don't like the GoPros. And the reason why I don't like the GoPros, because the GoPro is more something that you're looking forward in. I have to get the camera that I need it's a vlogging camera, and I'm trying to think what brand it is, but it's the brand to flip the camera part, to flip it back and turn it around so I can see myself while I'm actually doing videos, and the equipment that goes along with it. So I have to be able to see myself while I'm doing the videos. But the one that I need is about $300. So if you guys want to donate, I am taking donations so I can get this vlog vlogging camera so I can get these classes done, because in these classes I need a better camera than my telephone. So just letting you guys know, hint, 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 y'all. So thank you so much, Miss Dawn. Where do I donate? If you look underneath my videos, I have a Cash App and I have a PayPal link under my YouTube videos. And so if you're wanting to donate, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And when I get it, just like my little angel from Canada, when I got the computer, I showed you guys the computer and I immediately started doing podcasts. Oh, thank you, Miss Lovey. If you go over to my YouTube channel, if you look up under any of the videos, it's got my Cash App and my PayPal link under there. And so like I said, like my little angel from Canada, as soon as she blessed me with the computer, immediately I started doing those podcasts, and I let you guys see what she gave to me. And those of you that have donated any kind of equipment, whenever I needed equipment, I let you guys know what you guys actually got from me. Just like I got the light ring that I needed, I got the light ring, and then I also have, so you guys donated, and I was able, oops, sorry you guys, and I was able to, I got a lot of the equipment. So I got my microphone, I got that. So there's just a few more things that I have to get. When you're starting from ground zero, that's what I tell you guys, when you started from ground zero, be proud of yourself, because you're starting from ground zero and you're building up. So a lot of you guys are getting the opportunity, for those of you that are wanting to be coaches and do this, thank you so much, Desiree. But a lot of you guys that are wanting to start stuff like that, remember, a lot of times it's coming out of your pocket. And so when you guys want me to do things, it takes a little while when it's coming out of your pocket, because remember, I have a business that I have to maintain. So, doing narcissist things is actually second to my business. So I have a business to maintain. But whenever you guys donate, and I really thank you guys so much. Whenever you guys donate, those donations, set aside the cost where I can get the rest of the stuff. And so right now, I'm rebuilding the website, and I'm actually doing the classes. And so I'm actually putting the classes together for you guys. And I realized when I was doing the classes, even though the iPhone is wonderful, it's a wonderful camera for starters, the camera that I need is actually a vlogging camera in order to record the videos and make them professional. I like to bring you guys professional, when I present something to you guys. When we're on YouTube, we do what we do on YouTube. Now, when we go on, and do classes, you guys are expecting professional stuff. Now, I'm going to be me. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to still be me. But I'm going to bring you professional information, and I want to make sure that it's presented to you the most professional way possible. So thank you. Thank you so much, Tasha. But yes, I want to make sure that I present it to you guys in the most professional way that I can. And so I do need, it's a camera, it's a $300 camera that I need to get, because after that I have to get the stand that goes with it. But it's a professional vlogging camera that I need to get, and then I have to go look and see the other equipment that's attached to it to attach it to my computer. And when I get it, I always make sure that I got to show you guys what you bought for me, and I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you guys so much. Well, since thank you so much, Miss Tasha. Can you put it over here on YouTube as well? Because Miss Kelly asked me, and it is under my YouTube videos. Miss Nancy, I'm creating the classes now. So I did put on my, no, I haven't started the classes yet. I'm still building them. Y'all know that's a lot of thought. Y'all want me to put my professional thoughts on there. It's different when I do videos. I think about what I'm going to talk about. I go research, and then I come on the camera and I do it for you guys. But then when you're talking about classes, thank you so much, T. Williamson. But then when you're talking about classes, keep in mind, I'm providing you with professional information. So I'm not, it's not like on YouTube. I'm actually going in, and thank you so much, Tasha, my girl right there. But I just want to buy all your jewelry. I'm going to buy all your jewelry. But when I go on to but I bring you guys professional information. So in order to put the classes together, it requires me to do a lot of research, to bring you guys some statistics, to bring you research. Right there, Miss Kelly, right, Tasha, Miss Demetria, right up underneath you. But I have to research. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm putting together modules, but the first module, the first class, the course that I put together, I would like to offer it to the public for free. And number one, I'd like to offer it to you guys for free, so you see what type of information I provide. You'll see how I teach. You'll see the type of information that I'm providing, and it opens up a door, because if you're going to spend your money on classes, I want you to make sure that it's well worth the money that you're spending. I don't like to spend my money on just anything. I don't like to go on. I have done it before. I have, you know what, Tasha. But one of the things that I like, is if I'm going to pay for a class, and I have done this before where I have paid a coach so I can go and watch their classes, and I was thoroughly hurt because the information was such basic information. I knew that information, and and I was like, if and a lot of you guys are deep thinkers. And I have a lot of deep thinkers on here. You know what I mean? Some of you guys are deep thinkers. And so if I put a class together, I'm just not throwing some information on there. I want to make sure that you guys get quality information. And so the reason why, whenever I do something, I like to do it with, what's the word I'm looking for? I like to do it with, not class, but I like to do it with excellence. And so even though you see me on the camera and it's going to be me, but you still, the information that you're going to get is well researched information that I provide you. You see what I mean? And so I appreciate to each and every one of you that guys helped me. As I said, my little angel from Canada, she assisted me with getting the electronic that I need. The donations that you guys provide me sets off the cost for the equipment that I have to buy, because as you guys know, I am a private practitioner, so my clients come first. And then what I do with narcissist abuse, that comes second, because the funding goes to make sure I can support my business, especially during times like this, to support my business. And then anything else that you guys that is extra, that's what I use to build these programs. So y'all don't see me out there with no expensive Bugatti, walking around with no red bottom shoes. Now, one day I might be able to do that, but at the same time, I like to, I like to see what you guys invest. I like to invest it back. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yes, she is. Would you say? Oh, thank you so much, Bunkies. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, well, since my, I know this 30-minute has turned into a new 30-minute program. It done turned from 30 minutes to like 4 hours. Not 4 hours, But I appreciate you guys. Yeah, one day. Now, Miss Lovey over here, Miss Lovey is a fashion queen. She know her stuff. So if I ever know, sometimes she be telling me about fashion. I don't even know how to pronounce the names. You know what I mean? I deserve some red bottoms. Shoot. You know what? I like nice things, you know what I mean? But some things are just overboard for me. You know what I mean? Some things are overboard. One day maybe I could, get me some red bottoms. That's cool. But but think about it. Yeah, maybe one day I can get some red bottoms. Who knows? You know what I mean? But it's no big deal to me, because I'll go buy, I go to Just Fab and Shoe Dazzle and buy me the same nice shoes. You know what I mean? Gucci, yeah, Gucci's nice. Coach is nice. I like nice things. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't have time to, get that right now. I got other things I'm trying to focus on. You know what I mean? I got other things to try to focus on, and I'm trying to focus on helping you guys, And while you guys are investing in me, I'm turning around to make sure I'm investing in good products for you guys. You know what I mean? And so one day, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Guys, we're getting so educated. People like Dr. Bryant and Associate Direct, we getting informed and we shutting down these narcs. Well, the thing is not that I wear a size 11, Miss Jules. I got a big foot. But you're a Nike Puma girl. Me too, honey. Me too. I like me some Nike, Puma, and Adidas. But I know y'all can't believe it because I'm always dressed up, but I actually do wear tennis shoes. Tasha, no, I'll put on some tennis shoes. But it's not the fact that we're shutting down narcs, because, okay, so I'm just going to be straightforward. I know this is going to sound really, really bad, but they're like roaches. They just keep multiplying. So there's nothing you can do to shut them down, but there's a lot you can do to protect yourself. You know what I mean? There's a lot you can do to sneakerhead, but there's a lot you can do to protect yourself. So you are becoming more knowledgeable. You guys are becoming more educated. So that means it's not that easy for you to be another prey for a narcissist. You see what I mean? And then on top of that, a lot of you guys are building your self-esteem, your self-confidence. You guys are, you're learning who you are. You're growing up. You're becoming wiser. You know what I mean? So we may not be able to stop them, but you sure can stop them from interfering in your life again. You know what I mean? Or getting involved in something like this again. Yeah, get away from them. Absolutely. Pay attention, so we don't have to get into these type of relationships again. How do you let go of the fantasy that you lost someone who you share so much with and feeling I'm not good enough and that's why he mistreated me and wanted someone else? Girl, you got to watch my videos. You got to watch my videos. You got to watch my videos. I talk about that all the time. I talk about it in all my videos. Yeah, I talk about it. Yeah, I talk about it. Yeah, it wasn't real. Absolutely. No Roach Motel over here. Hey, Danny said what? I'm going to stop not answering you. I didn't see none of your questions. I did not see any of your questions. You still miss the abuser because you loved them. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing abnormal. You actually love that person. That person just. I hate to say it. I know it's gonna hurt your feelings, but they just didn't love you. They don't love anybody. They're all about themselves and how they can fuel themselves and what they can do for themselves has nothing to do with you. You just happen to be an object, an appliance, there in that way to use to fulfill themselves. And the sad thing is they don't care. They never cared about you. They don't care about their kids. They don't care about you. All they're concerned with is me, 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 me. How to me. You know what I mean? You are a supply. That's sad. That's sad. Well, y'all, so, all my moderators done let me go for about 4 hours. Y'all done let me talk. I said 30 minutes. Y'all let me go for about 20,000 hours. So, but that's all right. That's good. That's good. So Miss Tasha is putting down the PayPal account, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you go check out my mentor's YouTube channel. I was on a roll. Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you for finally seeing the light. I appreciate it. You gave me an extra 30. Okay. No, I actually, if you believe it or not, if you recall me saying, I guess we can just stop the timer because I can just keep going. But I appreciate you guys. Make sure you go check out my mentor. She is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. Make sure you share her videos because she gives you the perspective about narcissism from a spiritual perspective, from a biblical perspective. She is the presiding prelay of Into His Chambers Global Ministry. She's our mentor, me, Tasha, Miss Lovey. She's our mentor and our leader, our pastor, our spiritual mother. And those of you that, you guys are at home, you're looking for an online church for the time, you're welcome to go on her Facebook page and on Periscope, and you can find her under Apostle Helen Sadler. But under YouTube, you'll find her under Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. Let's make sure that we share her videos as well. Let's get her viewers up, because her viewers are, because she doesn't come on as often as I do, because remember, she's managing churches and leadership, and she is a pastor. So she deals with a lot of broken hearts, broken minds, and she's busy, and she travels, and so she's not able to get on and do as many videos like I can, because she's dealing with people all the time. And so, yeah, that's my mama. That's our mama now. But but make sure you guys share her videos because it's helping a lot of you guys. When I go and look, I see a lot of familiar faces on there. And so share her videos as well. You never know who you're helping because there are so many broken people and they don't know. Some of you guys didn't even realize you were in a relationship with a narcissist, and some of you guys are just now discovering it. So if you're just now discovering it, imagine all the other people that that are just discovering it, and then you're sharing the videos. Some people won't even let you know that they're actually in a relationship, or they can't put words to it until you start sharing videos. Believe it or not, I got some haters on here right now as we speak that they're not actually tapping on the video. They tapped on the, when you go on Facebook, you just tap on the volume and you can listen to the person on volume, but you won't tap on to let them know that you're there. Your haters are going to make you great. Your haters make you great. You want your haters in your life. Your haters will take you to your purpose. You know what I mean? You just got to safeguard yourself. Everybody that's friending you on Facebook, everybody that's on YouTube does not like you, does not like me. You see what I mean? But I don't have a problem because what they don't realize is that they're getting the numbers up. They're getting viewers up. If you watch me for 2 minutes, you done gave me a mark. You see what I mean? Yeah, you need your haters in your life. So don't, you guys heal. Learn to heal. Understand you have a purpose in your life. This is your basic training. That's right. We need them. Need a hater in your life. Your hater in your life, as you're learning how to get rid of these haters in your life, you're learning the strength that you have. Because really, it takes a hater to make you realize how much strength you really have. Because if they never came around, you'll never know that you were able to do what you do. you know, or survive what you can survive. You know what I mean? And so I am always honored that each and every one of you will find something relevant that I have to say and will come and join me. I truly enjoy talking to you guys because I can just let my hair down. Okay, I let my wig down and I can just talk to you guys and have a good time. I don't have to be super professional. I am a professional. I don't have to be super professional like Tasha used to mess with me about. I'm all stiff and uptight, and she told me that I need to loosen up and be myself. And when I did, you guys started coming on. I enjoy cracking jokes with you guys. I always like ending my Sunday off with you guys. You guys are really fun. I really enjoy it. Sometimes I'm tired when I come on, but by the time I'm done messing with you guys and talking to you guys and laughing with you guys, I feel good. I always feel like I've accomplished something when I come off. So to me, it is truly an honor, a blessing, and she over here talking about true. Listen, I'm telling you guys, Miss Demetria Fields, she's got Natasha's touch. And last night she went live and messed around and held up a bracelet. And I was laying in the bed in the dark, no makeup on and nothing. And she messed around and held up a bracelet. Do you know that I was on face to face with them, looking toe up from the flow up, trying to get that bracelet? I'm telling you guys, she's updating the site, so she's putting all her new inventory on there. But y'all go check out Natasha's Touch. She got some bomb stuff on there. I'm telling you, she showed me some of her new inventory. I'm gonna make sure that I text her to let her know, not to let y'all see it, because I'm trying to get it first. Because I'll be on camera with my Natasha's Touch jewelry on. But she got some nice stuff. You guys always ask me like where I get a lot of my jewelry. This comes from one of my daughters. And I got to get the name of her site so you guys can go look. I know it's the, what's the name of it? The $5 jewelry. What is that? The, what is it called? Paparazzi. And so one of my daughters sells paparazzi. So this is paparazzi. This is from paparazzi. And then Tasha has her own inventory on Natasha's Touch. Yeah, narcissisttouch.com. You guys go check out her. She's updating the inventory, but I'm trying to get some of that stuff off of her inventory so I can start wearing it before y'all see it. But she got some nice stuff. Some of her stuff is even better than Tracy Lynn. I'm telling y'all. Yeah, Natasha's Touch is narcissisttouch.com, Miss Rose. Yes, you guys go check out her site. She's up there. I saw her inventory last night. Oh, yes. So I'm going to have to save up some money so I can, I can go on and invest in her. Send her some musty so I can get me some stuff. So it's Natasha's Touch. She put it on both. It's Natasha's Touch. Y'all go check out her inventory. She just got new inventory last night. So she's updating her inventory. And this is paparazzi. This comes from one of my daughters, paparazzi. So you guys send me jewelry. Shoot, I'll wear it. Y'all send me some jewelry. I'll wear it. Thank you, Miss Lovey. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Miss Lovey. I love you. Thank you. Isn't it cute? I had just got it last night, so when you showed me that other bracelet, I had to get that. Then she got some other inventory, on. I mean, paparazzi kind of nice, and the crazy thing, it doesn't fade that quick. So it take a long time for paparazzi for it to be like cheap, and meaning in purchase. It doesn't fade. It doesn't fade as quick. Isn't it pretty? It is. Look at that. And it doesn't fade that. And I wear a lot of mine all the time. And then I wear a lot of perfume. And so, that perfume messes with the metal, but this doesn't fade as quick. That's what got me. I'm like, yeah. So I'm going to let you guys know when I get Natasha's stuff, because she got some more stuff on there. As soon as she put it on there, I'm going to make sure it's sold out so y'all can't get it. She don't mind. Money is her language. There you go. Not cheap. Less expensive. Affordable. There we go. It's affordable. You want to send me some jewelry? I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go, y'all, okay? So I'm going to go so I can give me something to eat. And I can, I can let my hair down. And take my makeup off and let my hair down. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys stay tuned. I'll be back this week. Thank you so much, Miss Jill. Sometimes I wear, so some of you guys were asking, sometimes I wear Tracy Lynn, paparazzi. I'm going to start wearing Natasha's Touch because she's got some jewelry. I also make jewelry, so whenever I wear pieces from each one of these ladies, I'll let you guys know. And then when I wear my own pieces, I'll let you know when I'm wearing a piece that I made, and I'll let you guys see it. And so I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you so much. Hey, let me tell you something. You don't even wear a watch? Come on, Stevie. You got to up your game, Stevie. Put on a watch. So that when you're doing tattoos on people's faces, you can scrape their nose with your watch. I'm just joking. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you again. And remember, right now during this time is a lot of tension. A lot of a lot of political stuff going on. There's a lot of tension in the atmosphere. If you guys want to make your voice heard, go out there and do peaceful protests. Don't riot, do peaceful protests. Let them hear your voice. Let your mayor, your governor hear your voice. Black lives do matter. Go out there and vote when it's time to vote. Don't think you're one person and you don't make a change. One person makes a change. And if everybody is thinking the exact same thing, think about it. If everybody's thinking the same thing, what difference does my thank you path of the heart piece? But think about it, if all of us are thinking the exact same thing, that my vote is not going to matter, they're not going to hear my voice, and all of us are thinking the same thing, that's a whole bunch of numbers that are not being counted. So you guys make your voice heard. My black brothers and sisters, Hispanic brothers and sisters, my Caucasian brothers and sisters, European, well, I know in Austria and Australia, and I know you guys can't vote, but those of you that are in the U.S., it doesn't matter what your race, your ethnicity is, your voice matters. You guys go out there and you vote, because we're family. And if you want your voice heard, make sure you go out and vote when it's time to vote. Vote for your local community leaders, your mayors, your governors, people that, yes, everybody makes a difference. And so your voice matters. Your voice, look at all the countries that are, standing up at these atrocities that are occurring. Some of this stuff is just senseless. It doesn't make any sense. And then these riots, it doesn't make any sense. We're talking about Black Lives Matters. And then we have our own brothers and sisters tearing up our own business, our own black businesses. And people are saying, well, we built this country, we tear it down. Don't tear my stuff down, because I work hard for my stuff. Don't do the same thing that everybody else is trying to do in the first place and be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. So when you go out there, don't be rioting and looting. That stuff ain't yours. Put it down. Sit down somewhere, but make your voice matter. You make sure you're voting for your local officials. Make sure you're making your voice heard. When you go out there and it's time to vote, make sure you vote. This is not a matter, don't nobody want to argue about your political views and stuff like that. We just want to do what's right. Do what's right. And some things that you see is wrong. Some of this stuff is wrong. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff that you're seeing is wrong. It's morally and ethically wrong. It's not right. And you don't have to give your personal political stance. But one thing that you can say, this is not right. This is not right. You see what I mean? Yes, go out and vote, you guys. I went out there and did my part. I was a part of the peaceful protest that we had. We walked from City Hall to the police station, where we had one of the police killed someone on the 1st of May. I wasn't aware of it. I got to go back and look. But one of the local police officers killed someone in the local area, and they had the assistant mayor out there. And they were asking him questions about the investigations. And so I did catch it on camera, and I recorded some of the conversation. So I have to go back and kind of edit it to let you guys see, and I'll try to post it, okay? So once again, I appreciate you guys. Black Lives Matter. Remember that. Black Lives Matter. And this is the movement right now. Yes, all lives do matter. Absolutely. But right now we're focusing on Black lives that matter, So yes, all lives do matter, absolutely. But right now the movement is, justice for the Black lives, senseless deaths and senseless murders. You know what I mean? So you guys make your voice heard. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you guys stay safe when you guys go out there. Don't forget that there was a reason why we were quarantined and in closed quarters. Take your mask with you. Yeah, take your mask out there with you. You know what I mean? Electoral votes supersede our votes. My vote makes no difference. Well, Margarita, that's you. That's your opinion. But our votes matter. So you guys go out there and you make a vote. You vote. Your voice matters. Your vote matters. Go out there and vote. Statements like that is just it actually demeans us. We don't need to hear that. We need to make sure we speak positive. Don't come on here speaking negative. So if your vote don't matter, you just the one that don't vote. Everybody else, we're gonna go out there and vote. So out of 900,000 million, you just be that one that don't vote. So that's you. You do you. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so, so much. You guys go out there and you guys go be great. I appreciate you guys. Yes, every voice matters. Every voice matters. You know, don't let the light skin fool you, you know, because I went through my little, you know, discrepancies throughout life and profession too. So, you know, I go through too, you know, so don't let my light skin fool you. You know, I'm a black woman of multicultural descent, but I went through some stuff too when it came to racism and in the military, in the jobs that I hold as a professional with a doctor's degree, you know, coming up in life. So yes, I've been through some things too. Too black to be white, too white to be black. You know, the only reason why you doing well is because your mother. They didn't know my father had played a role in that. My black father played a role in that. You know, so yes, I done went through some things too. You know, you got a pretty face, but you're not smart. Then they find out I was smart, so then they abuse me because I'm smart. You know, in the military, you know, look at the military and look how the military, I was double minority, black and a female. So don't think that I didn't go through either. Remember that racism and sexism is real. It is real. You guys go make your voice matter. It does matter. You guys go out there and you vote. You know what I mean? Thank you guys so much for listening to me at the very end of this video. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys, and know that each one of you guys matter too. Each one of you guys matter too. You know, and you guys are always in my heart, especially dealing with narcissist abuse. Yeah, exactly. That is true. That is a very true statement, Toya, because as a black professional, as a doctor, a black doctor, you know, as a professional, you guys will be surprised that my counterparts not harass me, but I have to work harder to prove myself than a lot of my counterparts do. I have to work harder to prove myself as a professional when I give information out, when I do classes and stuff like that. I have to work harder to prove myself than my Caucasian counterparts, believe that or not. You know, and so yeah, I go through it too, you know. It's not something I always come and talk about, but yeah, I go through it too. You know, look at some of the comments. You know, some of the comments are not hidden. Some of the comments are right there on the camera when people ask me, what kind of doctor are you? Look at your hair, look at your makeup, look at your fingernails. What am I supposed to look like as a doctor? What am I supposed to look like as a doctor? Think about it. You know, am I supposed to look like the image that you have in your head? Or am I just going to be myself? You know what I mean? So yeah, you guys look at some of the comments. You can see some of the comments on there, you know. And you don't sound like a doctor. You can't pronounce this word. I guarantee you I can give you a bunch of words that they can't pronounce either. You know what I mean? So you see is right. You see it right there. So I don't have to erase it. You guys see it right there. So make your voice heard. You know, I know I got serious at the very end, huh? But make your voice heard. You guys matter to me. And I take my time to talk to you guys about narcissist abuse. You guys make sure you go out there and make your voice heard too. You know what I mean? So it's not just all jokes and laughing. It's just about narcissist abuse. I got a little knowledge. Y'all. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. And you guys go and be great, okay?